Welcome to the show. Are you nervous?
Exactly.
Zaman pacaran gimana? Zaman sekarang kan udah lain. I want to know back in the day, where were the places to go? You know, I'm not talking Toscana, Temang.
Oh, we did.
Oh, you went to Toscana also?
We went to one of the Italian food restaurants.
Okay.
But then whereas to drive-in theater.
Mostly I always take her to driving.
Okay, drive-in.
So you want to do some masti.
And that time I don't have any.
So one last question for you guys, and that is, am I allowed to marry a non-Indian or not?
No, please.
That is a big silly question.
Okay, guys,
That's
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Van Damels. Today, I'm going to be discussing with two of the most important people in my life. The real king of queens, the queen of all queens, and the people who are the most loving, caring, and forgiving. They are my parents. We're going to go down the journey memory lane. We're going to find out what happened and then what the hell happened. So guys, introducing to you my mom Sarita and my dad Ramesh. Hi guys, how are you?
Good, fine.
Welcome to the show. Are you nervous?
Exactly.
So we are all very nervous here. So it's not just you guys. It's also the first time I'm doing this. And we got quite an audience actually in this room. We got the grandchildren here as well. So there's gonna be a lot of learning for them and for me and hopefully for you guys. So let's just get started. So here I want to talk about how did we as Sindhis first migrated from whether it's India or Pakistan, because every time somebody asks me, Sindhi is from where? Is it from India? Is it from Pakistan? Now most of us, I'm sure at home, don't even know where we come from. Can you explain maybe and go back and tell us what happened?
I think it's not a Pakistan, it is a Hyderabad we came from.
Okay.
It is a part of
It's a
India.
part of India.
Initially, it was not from.
Yeah,
we never knew what
it's not a
Pakistan
Pakistan,
was.
it's from, we came
Hyderabad.
from Hyderabad Sindh.
Okay.
At that time.
So
I was 2 years, and then my father brought it to Surabaya.
okay.
Yeah.
Dada.
Yes. And then after that, I don't know anything about that.
You don't remember,
Yeah,
okay.
I don't
No,
remember
he was
anything.
2 years old.
Yeah, I was 2 years, I don't remember anything. But after I was in Surabaya for 2-3 years, I think 2 years I was in Surabaya. After that we came to Jakarta.
Yeah.
And then I was studying in the Gandhi school.
Yeah.
And I go for my school, and then I also go for my work also for my parents. That we have to, on that time we are not so
Well to do.
well to
Okay.
do.
Okay.
And now, and on that time, in the afternoon I go for my schools. Morning I go for my work from 9:30 till 12:30. From 1 o'clock till 5 o'clock I go for my study in school. After 5:30 we came back to our home, and then I start again working till 9 o'clock in the morning. In the evening.
It's quite crazy how you mentioned when you came first with Dada when you were 2 years old, we didn't have that much money to settle in and so on, right? But what was the reason? With the war was happening in India and Pakistan, was it that we were told to choose our religion at that time? Or what was the story there?
I don't know exactly because I was born in Jakarta, but through books we have been reading that we were forced to change our religion or else you go back to your own country. So they are doing the partition on their own, and then that's what we all came back to India. I think my mom was from Hyderabad also, and then they had to shift to Bombay, and then from Bombay to Jakarta. And at that time I was not born yet. My two eldest sister was the only one who migrated with our mummy and dada.
That's amazing. That's crazy. So this was like up to, let's say, 1940, 47,
1949.
49, right, when you guys moved
yeah,
here?
because I was born in 1947.
Yeah,
After 2 years, I came to Surabaya.
yeah.
It was 40 after 2 years. I was 40 then.
Okay. But you never asked your mom or your
When
dad at that time?
I was born here, so we don't know anything.
We don't know.
Okay, okay. So, Pap, you said when you were 2 years old you moved here, and then you went to school until grade
I
6 or
was,
7?
7.
Okay, but that means when you were in
But
grade 6
before
and...
that, I was studying, and before that, I was staying in Pecenongan.
Yeah.
And then I was working with a Lakshmi store tailor for 1 year first. That it was my first job.
How old were you?
I think 16 or 17.
Okay.
Like that. So, and then I was working there for 1 year. I finished my job there. But studying study always I go for 1 o'clock till 5 o'clock. Then I shift to my mamu's shops in Pasar Baru.
Yeah.
There I was about 2 years, I think, 2 years.
Working with your
Working
mamu?
with my mamu, yes.
Okay. So you worked in textile, and in between also you went to school.
Yes.
But how did the school allow that? How did you how were you allowed to go to school at 12 o'clock but not at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning?
Because it is my school time was 1 o'clock till 5 o'clock.
Okay. Was it also Gandhi?
Gandhi, in Pasar Baru.
So when you were 13 and 14 years old, you already started your working journey.
My working journey.
That's amazing. Okay, so that's quite interesting. And Mom, what about you? How did you recall your childhood?
I was a bit naughty.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a tomboy.
Like a tomboy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I never knew what. I don't even realize how I make friends with girls. Most of my friends were boys.
Okay.
Even until now.
Yeah.
I prefer boys more than the girls.
Okay.
Not than the husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you used to live in Pachanaman also?
No. I was one of the.
The wealthy family.
Yeah.
Okay. The Raganis, we call it, right? The Raganis.
So I was the Raganis, and when our lifestyle was so much different,
Okay.
such a contrast
With that, okay. With
my
Papa.
hubby, Ramesh.
So, if there was such a contrast in both of your lifestyles, can you tell us how did you meet? Was it arranged marriage? Was it love marriage?
It was an arranged marriage by our neighbor, Mr. Ram Jaswani. He proposed, sort of told Ramesh that there is a girl who has just studied from India, and
Okay.
I did my college in
Yeah.
Mumbai. So you want, I will get for you. He was too excited. Actually, he was almost getting engaged to somebody else, and then he grabbed the opportunity to be with me.
Okay.
So being so innocent, I didn't understand that those days our parents always just do.
Yeah, there is no sort of
Love
love
affair.
affair. It was not complicated.
There was. My sister,
Okay.
my elder sister fell in love with Babu Methani.
Yeah.
And then I just
Decided to take the leap of faith.
Yeah.
And now you're married for 47 years,
47
right?
years.
So, it can still work out, guys. If you choose to do arranged marriage, you can see here the two living individuals who've made it for 47 years.
It's more of that you have to adjust yourself with the family, and
Yeah.
as if I was marrying to the family, not to him.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had to pay much attention to the house, to the language. Even I didn't even know Sindhi so well.
Okay.
So when I used to talk to my mom, I used to be so nervous, And then by and by, I learned because you have no other choice but to speak in Sindhi to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was actually a quite exciting thing when I come now. I think it over about it. It's really it was amazing.
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
So you spoke about meeting Papa through an arranged marriage, to a different lifestyle. But when you were together, were you two of the same people or were you different people? Were you,
Two different people.
Okay.
Yeah, because I will understand his language and of course he always feels that I'm smarter than him.
Yeah.
And with the result, I actually never insult him. I help him.
Okay, so you help each other grow,
Yeah,
both of you.
yeah.
Okay.
And Then now, Papa, you tell me about me.
Pap, zaman pacaran gimana? Zaman sekarang kan udah lain. I want to know back in the day, where were the places to go? You know, I'm not talking Toscana, Kemang.
Oh, we did.
Oh, you went to Toscana also?
We went to one of the Italian food restaurants.
Okay.
Papa, then where else to drive-in theater?
Mostly I always take her to drive-in.
Okay, drive-in.
So you want to do some masti?
And that time actually I got approached from Ram that you want a girl. Who's that girl? Saying this is Ragani's daughter.
Yeah.
Samas, are you sure that I will get it?
Yeah.
I'm sure that I'll get it, this girl, because she has studied in school, high school in India, you know. Say no, you will get it, you don't worry. I will spoke with their family, you know. And then I was thinking that I'm sure that I will not get this girl, you know. But anyhow, I don't know what she has seen me.
I saw your height.
Maybe what did you say? You saw it?
I saw his height because
His
actually
height.
I got a proposal from somebody else who was very short. I said, what is then my children will be too short.
Yeah.
So maybe his height attracts me. I don't know.
So it's crazy because the differences in today's generation, Mom. When we seek for another partner, okay, the relationship and the science, you know, it goes very, very long, you know, and sometimes
there should be a chemistry.
Correct, but sometimes when you meet that person, sometimes you already know that person could be the one for you as well. But it's not sort of related to any other factor outside the both of you, right? But both of you have been given proposals by your parents, by your friends, and suddenly you don't think whether it will affect you, whether or not the happiness is decided by you, but it's by them, and you're ready to take the leap of faith for your whole life. That too, right?
You know, because I believe in faith and destiny is the most important part. The first in my mind says, if I can grow with them very nicely.
Yeah, I mean that's a different level. I know you have strong beliefs and you believe in law of attraction and all that. We'll come to that later. I want to talk more about the childhood now. Now, during those times, you know, you both grew up as very strong individuals. Papa started working really early in Lakshmi Tailor. I think you have tried many different industries, Papa.
Many different. And I know everything about the electronics, film business, about the tailoring, about the expedition, what we call it?
Freight forwarding.
Yeah,
expedition. Everybody knows it as expedition also. Yeah.
Forwarding also.
Yeah.
I've got many, what we call?
Experience. Yeah. So you have tried every industry.
Every industry, yeah.
Right? But
even also I take the goods and sell to luar kota.
Chakar, yeah. So chakar, like people are still doing it now. I know people are still doing it now.
I've done everything. Then after that, I was thinking that Mr. Jeevat,
Yeah.
Jeevat, he told me that I'm going to make a production. Why don't you also join with me? Yeah, and then I said, I don't mind if you join to you, and we were three of us. It was one Hasrat, Lachu, and me, as I was working with them. Yeah, 3, 4, I think 2-3 years.
How old were you, Pap?
No, we were married.
Already married?
It's already married.
But you married very young, right? 27, 26?
28.
Okay, so you were
in
your 30s when you did this.
27 and I was 21.
Okay. Okay, so but from there, what happened? How did you come to get around to Queens then?
You know, Queens was actually, I was staying in one Gitti lane, yeah. And when Gitti in the lane, my house was in the Gitti lane. And then I always, after food, I always go out and always see. And there was all the hawkers.
Yeah, hawkers. Yeah.
Hawker center, and Pachano and full of hawker center.
Till now, no, Papa?
Till now, it was a hawker center. Then I always see Sindhis are eating there, and mostly 95% of eating was there. They were eating there, you know. I was thinking that if I open a restaurant, nobody is, I think they will come if we have good drinks for soda, this and that. Atmosphere, I think they will come. Then I asked my partner, my partner was Madhu with me, I asked partner Madhu, let's open the restaurant. So I told, who will go to the market? Because market is very easy. I'll ask my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very true. I have gone through that.
I'll ask my wife. I told I went back home. I told tell my wife that I'm going to open. Let's open the restaurant. Tu cera, kiya restaurant? Tu cera tu restaurant
I didn't say such
cera
words.
tu restaurant kiya kholi hai? Restaurant thodi kholi hai Indian. Here to कोई restaurant खोल केरी idea तो क्या मिल गया. It was ठीक है. गाली सारे चले. After that, I told Madhu. Said, Madhu, my wife is not agree. So was ठीक है. One thing, we are going to open without wife.
Okay.
Okay. We first find a place first.
Yeah.
Morning, every morning we go for a jog to Monas. I and Madhu.
Every morning.
Every morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. And he was already my partner in my film business.
Yeah.
I opened one.
Kanchana.
Oh, you opened
Kanchana film.
Okay.
We opened under Kanchana film. I was with him and we were start making one movie, 2 movies. Okay, it was it. Okay. After that, we are passing from the Petran that we saw. One place is going to rent. There's a very well-known restaurant there. There's Ragusa, that's Italy. And then my wife, are you sure you are going to open a restaurant? If you don't help, I said, if you don't help me, no problem. I can take care of myself. I was thinking that now we have to start, Madhu. We have to start and we have to make the papers, eating this and that, and then you already think what you want to put the name of the restaurant. But yes, just because I know in Bandung there's one restaurant, it's called Queen's. It's a very well-known Queen's.
Queen.
Yeah,
Queen, I think in Bandung, yeah.
In Queen, there's a very well-known Queen's, and all the Indians mostly go there in downtown.
Okay.
Yeah. Why don't we open a Queen? Say, is it okay? Just okay. There's nothing. If anything happens, then we will see.
Yeah.
With this Queen's Bandung, if they come to us, then we start opening restaurant Queen's.
Yeah. I hope they don't sue us now after 35 years.
And then,
Habis 35 tahun nggak dituntut dong sekarang kita.
And that's the starting. We start slowly, and really, I was there for 12 years in that. It was in
Veteran.
My movie was doing also.
Oh, movie was doing good also.
Yeah,
same time you were
same
doing.
time.
So with Uncle Madhu.
Because my office was up. It's for a movie
Production. Oh, by the veteran ballroom, Queen's Ballroom dulu office ya?
Yeah, office.
Oh,
and
okay.
then down I was my restaurant, and
Yeah.
every time my customer was mostly from from India, local.
Yeah.
2 o'clock or 2:30, I close my restaurant. Then I always go back to my house, back to my.
At 3 in the morning every day.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I know,
I
Mom.
never had a life that time.
That's crazy. Yeah, I was just gonna say as well, but
I don't believe at the staff to leave that restaurant till now also.
he does not believe to actually I mean, I wouldn't say believe. He wouldn't actually completely let go, because I understand that when you work on something for 30 years. Or now 35 years, it's really hard to let go. It's not that I don't think he doesn't believe. I think you just love doing, you love working.
I love working.
Yeah, you love working so much.
And second thing also, if everything work without we go and see and only staff is working, it is not 100% right.
But that time there was no Instagram, no Facebook,
nothing,
no social media.
And
No Vinti.
I don't believe in these things.
Oh, you don't believe in it? Yeah.
I like to believe actually
In word of mouth.
the word of mouth. You see, some people, they always think that the restaurant is very easy
Yeah.
to open.
Yeah,
But
like me, no?
Huh? No.
Like me when I first started, no? Pas pertama mulai.
Yeah, but it's not an easy thing. People think it's an open restaurant and bring the chef and open a restaurant. I was also thinking like that, but it was too difficult.
Yeah.
That every day, Saturday, Sunday also I cannot go with my wife.
Yeah.
Holidays also I cannot go with the wife. I was happy with my work actually,
yeah.
Really. And I was so happy.
When I first started working in Queens, I was this very young and ambitious guy from England, just graduated. I want to come into work in the business and I want to make so many changes. I did not understand, what was actually going on at that time and what was needed to run a restaurant business. So there was a lot of differences between Dad and I, but I think now after a couple of years, I realized that I was working not just with the family but also for the family, and what I needed to do to gain respect from the staff was actually come down to their level and also understand where they're coming from, how they're working day to day, and how we can improve their lives in Queens. Because I grew up with majority of the staff, right? They used to carry me as a baby, and at the beginning I always tell Papa, kenapa nggak cari staff baru yang bisa lebih murah, But now I realize I cannot do anything without them. Clearly there's a generation gap in how we run our ways with businesses, and I definitely have learned a lot from my dad, and my dad has also definitely learned a lot from me, That just shows, guys, how much passion we both have in our businesses, and although there are generation gap, I think the perception, how you choose to accept it, how you choose to see it, how you choose whether or not you bring that home, is really, really important, because I know a lot of you are also working in the family businesses and you have differences with your parents. You just have to accept it, guys. You just have to accept it and you just have to let it go. And if it is something that is not for you, but luckily for me, I'm very passionate about my work, then you just have to speak to them, I think, right?
Yes.
Benar kan? Sekarang let's go back to the main topic about being a Sindhi growing up, right? So, Mom, we spoke about differences between anak zaman sekarang and anak zaman dulu, right? So I wanted to talk about as well cultural values. For example, how we do our Diwalis, how we do our prayers, how we do our Navratris, how we are together as a family. We have really strong bonds and stuff like that. But more and more people, like the new generation, including myself, including the two of your grandchildren here as well, they're seeing a new way of life. Right, a very unorthodox way of life. We call it the new generation, new way of living, and that's why we have that sort of gap in that's why we have sort of a generation gap with each other, right? Do you think that because we are so interested in this new way of life that we want to forget where we actually come from?
I think that is one of the reasons.
Okay.
But otherwise also we do not remember exactly what we should do also. Like during Diwali itself, I'll call my sister, what should I do?
Yeah.
Beginning. Then I started writing it down and I could do everything.
Wait, Papa was so good in Sindhi. Why did you learn and why Mama didn't learn?
Oh.
Because of me, that after marriage he learned.
Everything. So you taught her.
I taught him English and he taught me Sindhi.
No lie, I was smart in English also.
So you were complementing each other. Yeah, that's important, I think. So I want to talk now about your recent trip to Pakistan, right? So actually you went there, you felt a bit nostalgia as well, and you, Papa, you said you went to see your house. Was it you or?
No, Uncle Prem and Kamru.
Uncle Prem. Do you want to tell everybody more about the story, how you went to Pakistan? And
they told us to join them, but because I did not know anything of
She always tell me, let's go to Pakistan, let's go to Pakistan. So must we told me are going, we can go both of us, must know, how can we go both of us?
Yeah.
One day that Mr. Haro offered me.
No, in fact he didn't offer, I just met him.
Yeah,
and then I saw his face, I said,
Uncle Haroon Metani, okay.
I said, when are you going to Pakistan? He says, now in December I'm going. I said, please, on one condition, don't go alone. We are joining you.
Okay. Yeah. So you invited yourself, like you always do, to everywhere, right? That's why I love you, Mom. Okay. But anyway, so you went with Uncle Haru to Pakistan. It was the ambassador's daughter's wedding
The ex-ambassador
of Indonesia. Okay. So you went with Uncle Haru in December. What happened? How was the journey, Papa?
The journey was too good. Yeah.
Especially the food, the breakfast, it was so amazing.
So you had dal pakwan every day?
No. In fact, they was giving us beef paya.
Oh,
And then
beef paya, pawa. Beef, they also
call
have.
it beef paya.
Also, they have beef trotters also. Okay.
Yeah. And then I suggested them, why don't you make for us with mutton pie? Oh, sure, ma'am. Can you imagine every day they will serve for me?
Mutton pawa. Yeah. So you were really happy, no, Pap, to go back?
And then
I wish I could go again.
Maybe after
and then
the
he
pandemic.
met his friend also, Anwar. And one day I told Papa, let us skip the Sangeet, the Satawala, the reception. Let us go with Anwar.
Yeah.
I really wish to see what Pakistan can give us.
Yeah.
So, can you imagine they were doing the tuck with all the liver, grain,
on the tawa, like how we do in weddings.
And then the ghee, you can imagine the sacho ghee they put in. But I was just eating like anything with the bread. You know, the naan bread is also different there.
So you went to India, and then how was your time there in India? For how long? And what did you study?
Home science.
Okay, you studied home science in India. And when you came back, Papa told you, to get involved in the family business. How did you grow your passion for Queens, for curating beautiful menus in Queens?
So he left the partners broke.
Okay.
And then I got the opportunity to go to take care. But Papa never still allowed me. He did all the menu and all this thing. He'd come back home, and then again I have to redo it for him.
Yeah.
And then Janam one day told me,
Recently married with Munesh.
Recently married with Munesh, and then she told me, Mom, rather than you are doing at home and just getting irritated with the menu, why don't you go and help Papa?
Yeah.
So that's how I got the courage from her that let me go.
Yeah, I think I learned a lot from you, Mom, to be really creative in the business as well, in the menu side, and from Dad on the operational side, on the financial side. I know his passion and your passion are very different. But you guys really complement each other, and that's why we are where we are after 35 years, right? Okay, so that's amazing. Just couple of last questions before we end this episode, guys. I want to talk back about the generation gap between the Sindhis now in our culture and the Sindhis at that time. Well, the older generation, we'll call it, right? So there is a big generation gap. What do we need to do in order for the young people like myself and your grandchildren, and from the elders' perspective as well, what needs to be done so that we can sort of close the gap again and have that sense of, I want to learn about the Sindhi culture.
You see, now YouTube is there. You can even learn Sindhi from there.
Yeah.
And why not, Papa? You start talking to them in Sindhi.
And the customers in Queens, no?
Not only in the children and the grandchildren.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't you think it's a good
I
idea
agree.
that we all should?
I think we should all start somewhere, right? But it's not so much about you wanting to teach. It's about whether we as kids want to learn as well. But we don't want to learn.
Why?
I don't know. It's not our fault, right? I mean, I speak for a lot of people here as well. I'm not just myself. I mean, for one, I started this channel because I'm curious why people are not wanting to learn, and that's why I'm having people in this show and talking about this issue. But I want to hear from your side.
You see, nowadays I don't know, because supposing Munesh and Jana will never allow them to learn Hindi and Indonesian, but they can take Mandarin classes.
Yeah, but it's not Munesh or Jana, ma'am. It's the child's choice.
No, but
It's Rishan. It's probably Rishan's choice to want to learn another language. I'm saying that because there is that certain stigma that the Sindhi society here is not good. Anak-anak jadi sekarang nggak pengen belajar. Tapi kenapa? Why is the stigma beda? Kenapa? Rishan, can you elaborate maybe why do you not want to learn about a culture?
I mean, right now, people perceive the Sindhis in Jakarta are quite bad.
Yeah.
So you're not allowed to go out with a girl, you're not allowed to do anything. So people don't want to learn more.
So according to Rishan, it's that they don't get enough freedom.
Oh, really?
But you are interested in Sindhi, you're talking in Sindhi?
If you get the freedom, would you be interested in learning Sindhi, Rishan? By choice, not by force.
Yeah.
No, sir.
So why would you say it's freedom then? Right? So I think, Mom, it's just subconsciously when we grow up, we have seen Indonesia evolve as well, Jakarta city evolve as well, even our culture adapt and evolve as well, right? But it's really sad that, as a side effect, our beautiful culture, our beautiful Sindhi culture, the beautiful things you said about when you went to visit Pakistan, we can't really apply it here. And I feel like, at least I'm still curious. I'm not sure if the next generation is curious. And what happens after that? Then would we just eradicate?
Actually, nowadays, all the Sindhis, you can say literally, they are very rich, all throughout the world.
Yeah.
Why? In spite even being thrown out from our own country, we became a refugee.
Yeah.
Like we don't have a state in India.
Yeah.
Sindhis don't have a state in India.
Yeah.
That's why we moved to other countries.
Yeah.
Yeah. For that reason, I'm also wondering why they don't want to still, reunite and talk in Sindhi like that.
No, I agree with you. I think all Sindhis all over the world are very, 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 very strong when it comes to business mindsets and very entrepreneurial individuals as well. Because we came in as migrants, immigrants trading as well, and we made our way up slowly, right? And I think that people in my generation and Rishan's generation, for example, have not seen that struggle yet. I'm not saying I wish to see the struggle. I'm just saying that to get to where you want to be, you have to see it from the below as well, right? Because otherwise you don't know how to experience success without experiencing struggles, right? So that's been amazing. I just want to thank you guys so much for being here again. I just have one last question, for you guys. Actually, two last questions. The first is, what is the message you have for all the young people, or the new generation? You always say new generation, zaman sekarang. What is the message for all the anak zaman sekarang, the Sindhi anak zaman sekarang?
Please listen to your family, please listen to your parents also, and learn through them.
Okay, when you say listen to your parents, I know your parents wants always the best thing for you, right? I know Papa and Mama always wants the best thing for me. But what if we have our own goals that we have to complete, right? We have to achieve our own goals.
Surely.
We have our own happiness to build. I'm not saying I'm not happy. I'm just saying that we have a certain target, like how Papa and you, I'm sure, had a certain goal when it came to Queens, like how we all want to write our own story, right? Sometimes listening to people, not just in your circle, not just your parents, but even your friends, sort of blocks you from getting to what you want.
I know, because of this generation gap,
Yeah.
we should actually let go.
I think it works. It needs to be both ways.
Yeah.
I think we need to accept you, the older generation, as they are as well, and you guys need to let go.
And because I actually let go you.
Yeah.
Even Lavesh Lavesh had no choice.
Yeah.
He had to have a bigger house because the family was growing bigger.
Yeah.
So Papa gave a house to him. Then it came to Munesh. He wanted to
Move out as well.
Move out as well. And then now last you.
Yeah.
And I'm sure one day you will also ask for it.
Sure.
But I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Okay. Good to know. Papa, are you ready, Bab? To let me go?
Yeah,
I think we'll talk another
The
time.
parent is still there. The last son
Ah.
have to stay with the parents.
But okay, Bab.
Right? Is it right or wrong?
It depends.
I don't know, Papa. It's okay. I'm not saying I want to leave, Mama. I'm not saying Papa will leave. I'm just talking now for everybody in our generation that the difference to ada, and gara-gara ada perbedaan, because of the difference, is that we feel that a part of us have been taken away from us, which is our independence. And as a result of that, many people are being bete, like we call it bete, right, with the Sindhi culture. So I don't think anybody is brave enough to talk to their parents about this issue, right? And we talk every day, we have hard conversations, and that's why we get along so well in the house. So I'm not talking about my situation, so don't have to get emotional yet, or get,
This is because of the new generation.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
this. But
Especially
all
the gap between
generations
you and us
is
is so-
no more.
Tapi, Pap,
Because on that time also we are not what we call.
Di pelajarin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we never leave our parents.
Yeah.
Even also we were a little bit difficult or
Yeah.
what till end also, we love parents till end.
Papa, I'm not talking for me. I'm talking for everybody.
No, for
at home.
everybody also. I'm
Yeah.
talking for the public, not for you only, Adina. But I'm telling you, for all the people, if you have a parents, do whatever you can do for your parents.
Yeah.
It's good. Even I also do for my parents. If you really you don't take care of your parents, whenever we don't take, when it's already no more, then it will be really God will regret me. We will regret that why we have done with my parents. This thing happened. This is the thing.
No, but Papa.
So, Mom, honestly, Mama, you and Papa are both different people also. Mindsetnya, you are ready to let me go, but Papa says that, for all men, you have to stay. I'm not saying it's me.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's the topic for
the public.
For the public, right?
Right.
So, what happens? Do you see it from a woman's point of view?
No.
When they have to move in to somebody's house,
You see.
do we want to move to their house, for example?
No.
We don't want, right? So why is it that we have to make them move to our house and then have that differences?
Because always the girl moved to the.
Okay, so
boys.
because of our tradition, right?
Tradition, yeah.
So I'm speaking on behalf of everybody as well. I think because this is the must, harus kita begini. Lama-lama we build that I wouldn't say resentment,
No, maybe we could do something like okay, we stay near.
closely, like how Munish is next door, Lavish is next door. But it doesn't work for everybody, right? So I think, so what is the message? The message is to.
You were born unique.
I was born unique, no, yeah.
When I got you, I already know what is going to
Mama
happen
finish.
to you in the future, like that. Because of the generation gap.
So you wrote down what?
No. But, I have that sixth sense that I know what a child you are,
Yeah. Tapi Mama.
And then even when you were in London, you already said, Mama, I would rather settle in London. I don't like Indonesia, I want to settle in London.
Okay.
So you wanted that way. And then after that, sometimes also, sometimes that arguments, that okay, you want your way most of the time.
Yeah.
So one day I was really 100% sure that one day you will move from the house.
Oh no, but I'm not saying I want to move the house.
But it's already in there.
In you, okay. So, but the message for everybody is, I think the clear message is, even though things got a little heated up, do whatever you can for your parents, right, Pap? Whatever you can for your parents, because at the end of the day, in our culture, in our tradition, the relationship between, the children and the parents is really, really strong, and it has to be protected, right? That's the Sindhi way, right?
Sindhi and then Sheva karyo pene
Sheva.
maafi.
Yeah, so it's like a service.
Sheva karna pene maafi ke tatangke tatangke. Then you will get a good
Life, good life. Right?
Good life. I always say to God, everything. I love my son, really.
Yeah.
And my
So one mom, I think the idea is that
Minyo sono putter.
The idea is we both, the older generation and the younger generation, have to accept each other the way they are. I have to accept you the way you guys are. You have to little bit also accept me the way I am, and then we come into a sort of middle ground and see where we can work from there, right?
I can see me in you.
Okay.
Okay, supposing like you, when you were reading the Courage to Be This Life, I was like that once upon a time. How many people used to hate me? They don't want to do the catering with me, but they want Papa. Because Papa is so lenient with the price. Until now also they only want Papa. They never want to do it.
Catering,
And at the end of the day, sometimes people are saying, how will I trust you? And how will I do this?
Yeah.
And you know what, the minute I have the answer to that, I will just say, please you go. If you don't trust who is, why are you here with me?
I think, Mom, everybody is the same with me. Like,
people
are scared to talk to me. I think I'm a bad guy with catering, So one last question for you guys, and that is, am I allowed to marry a non-Indian or not?
No, please.
That is a big silly question.
Okay, guys. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Thank you, Pap. I know you're nervous to come here and talk, but it's been amazing. I'm so grateful. I think everybody in the room have learned so much from Mama and Papa, the king of queens and the queen of all queens. SQ they call you, right? Thank you so much, and I'm sorry if I said anything to hurt you guys. I didn't mean to. I'm just, talking.
No, we are talking for
everybody, for the general public as well. I think most people have not really discussed these very important issues. I just wanted to get your perspective as well. So thank you guys again, and I really hope you enjoyed the episode, guys. Thank you to everyone watching and tuning in, and until next time, guys.
Thank you.
That's a wrap.